Hey everyone, Joel here from Open Connection. It's been a week, can you believe it, since the iPhone 12 and 12 Pro hit the market? Feels like it was just yesterday, but hey, I'm gonna tell you what it's been like in the last 7 days of usage for myself, the display, the battery life, the cameras, the new boxy design, and should you buy it? Find out next. Guys, thanks for being here today. My name is Joel from Open Connection. As I mentioned, we do a lot of tech reviews on this channel with new products coming out. So if that's something of interest to you, feel free to subscribe below. That would, of course, help our channel a lot. Don't forget to drop a like as well. So it's been a week since the iPhone 12 and 12 Pro got into our hands. The first thing I want to tell you about myself, guys, is I have been an iPhone user for a long time, since 2010. Had a lot of experience with iPhones, 3GS, 4, 4S, 5, 6, all the way up. 5S. So every year I get pretty excited when new iPhones come out. I'm typically one of those guys that will pre-order the device, wait for it, either get it delivered or pick it up at an Apple store location. When the iPhone 12 announcement came out, I was marginally excited. I owned an 11 Pro before, so that was the big question of whether I was going to upgrade. I had a friend who decided he wanted to jump all over buying my 11 Pro, so it gave me an excuse to upgrade. And I'm incredibly glad I upgraded. Let me just tell you, I don't think I've been this excited for an iPhone since the iPhone 10 came out back in November 2017, when we got that brand new design, full screen, Face ID, the whole shebang. That was an incredible phone, and to me was really game-changing in Apple. And I think they have done something very similar this year. It starts for me with this new design that they've got, this boxy feel, iPhone 4, iPhone 5 kind of feel, back to 2012, 2013. It just feels so good in the hand, and I can't really describe to you the design and how great it's been this last week. Just handling it, picking it up, it's much more surface area on the side. You're not trying to grab a rounded edge where there's less surface area. So if you're not using it with a case, it feels different. Even if you are using it with a case, it still feels different. It feels retro but new at the same time. The design is just, the stainless steel shiny edges on the Pro are really, really something to look at. They do get fingerprints, but they come off real easy. And if you're using the regular 12, you get that shiny back, again with the square sides. It's just fun to hold. It feels so good. I can't even describe it. Hopefully you get a chance to see it display or pick up a friend's and feel how different it feels than all the last number of years of phones. They've all been around for so long. We were so due for this change in the body, and I'm so glad they did it. The other important thing I want to mention about screen size is I was an iPhone 11 Pro user with that 5.8 inches that I've been using since the iPhone 10. When Apple announced that they were coming out with the iPhone 12 Pros at 6.1 inches, I was like, great, this is not good. I have to either go down to a mini now at 5.4, or I have to go up in size to a 6.1. And I'm not a guy that likes a pancake phone in my pocket, like a Pro Max. Even the 6.1 I thought was a little big with the 10Rs and the 11s, because I had seen those before. We had sold them. I have friends who have them. So I was really not looking forward to leaving my 5.8 inch screen. I like that size. But when I got the 6.1 inch in my hand, the 12 Pro, I realized that the body was the same width as the 11 Pro. It was no wider, and it was only 2 millimeters bigger at the top than my 11 Pro. So it essentially feels like the exact same phone. You're not gonna notice a difference holding the 11 Pro or any other 5.8 inch phone that you've held compared to this new one. It is fantastic. Way more screen size and the same footprint. So Apple has really done a good job on this year's design. Okay, battery, that's the big question. Some early reviews were coming out that the iPhone 12 battery wasn't quite as good as the 11 series. I'm happy to report that I've had no battery issues whatsoever so far with this Pro. It has definitely lasted, I would say, on par with the 11 Pro that I had. I have, I'm a pretty heavy user. I'm probably a more hungry power user than most people. I use it for picture editing, a little bit of video editing. I do digital media services for Open Connections, so I'm often removing backgrounds, replacing backgrounds, doing some more intense stuff like that. And it has fared up very well. Taking pictures, calls, texting all day, refreshing Instagram, our Instagram feed, Open Connection, quite regularly. Twitter, all the feeds, right? It's doing everything that it needs to do. And by the time I need to go to bed and pack it up, it's still 20, 30%, depending on the day. So I think it's fantastic battery life. I do have 5G coverage in a lot of places that I go to. I know 5G is a bit of a drain. I have mine set to auto so that it will only use 5G when it's around and a fairly strong signal. And I've noticed no difference. Speaking of 5G, by the way, this is not a reason to get this phone. However, when it works, it is fast. We've done a couple speed tests on this the launch day that it came out, and we were in different areas of different cities, and I was getting 5G in quite a number of areas. And we were getting speeds in anywhere from 200 to 400 megabytes per second. So I was really thrilled with that. I know it's gonna be different with every carrier and every different city you go into, but hey, 5G, it's not a reason to get the phone, but it is a sweet bonus. Okay, let's get to some camera talk. I know that's what everyone talks about with the iPhone 12, 12 Pro. That's one of the big sellers of these devices. Just going through my photo gallery right now, the last week, I've taken a number of photos in all kinds of conditions. The portrait in the sun in nice daylit settings is fantastic. It has done a great job with some of these portraits I've taken. You're seeing them right now. The edge detection overall is pretty darn good. And it works in some pretty challenging situations, even when the sun is at your back. That's always a tough shot to get for a lot of devices. Regular pictures are coming out clear, sharp, and the videos, my goodness, the videos, the HDR that this thing shoots in is just, it's stupid good and too good for the times in 2020 right now. It's incredible, and I can't even show it to you, unfortunately, on this video because I can't export in that format right now until there is an update with our editing software. But I am so excited about the possibilities on this this camera for shooting. It is bright, it is clear, it is crisp, and when you watch it on the phone, it is noticeably better than anything you could ever shoot on any other iPhone before this. So the question is, should you shoot in HDR? Because the problem is it's not so compatible right now with a lot of other displays and devices. So for now, I'm going to turn that off until that becomes a little bit more compatible with other devices, like I said. But when you do shoot in HDR and you see it, it gets super bright. We're talking 1200 nits as opposed to the regular 800 and 625 that the 12 Pro and 12 shoot on normally in regular 4K. But 4K 60 frames, HDR, I don't even know what to say about it. You just have to see it for yourself. Let's not forget about nighttime photography too and nighttime video. Apple has made adjustments and improvements in nighttime video, and they've also made the night shot available for the ultra wide camera as well this year. So that was kind of the big complaint about the 11s and 11 Pros is we didn't have night mode on that ultra wide angle for the 11 Pros, but we do now. So no more complaints about that, and it works fantastic. Also, I was able to even film a couple videos of our hockey team this week at night with no light source in the parking lot except for the flash on the 12 Pro. And you can see from this footage how bright it is. It looks like I'm using like an external light on the top of the iPhone, but I'm not. It is simply how bright this flash is when you're shooting video. So it does a really good job. It looks like an actual interview with, like I said, a light source on the top, something externally powered. So it's remarkable. In terms of speed for this phone, the A13 and last year's phone was already way ahead of the curve. Just killed every other phone in the Geekbench test and all the other day-to-day stuff. The A14 is no different. It's improved on the A13. It is stupid fast. This is like carrying a rocket ship in your pocket. It really is. I do video editing, like I mentioned. I edit on this thing. I export 4K videos. I do a lot of brushes and that kind of stuff with certain apps, intensive stuff that would be intensive on a processor. And this handles it like it's like, psh, yeah. it's fine. Like, give me more to do. So I'm extremely impressed with the A14 in every way, shape, and form. I know there's going to be people out there saying we didn't get the 120 hertz refresh, the ProMotion this year. We didn't get the teardrop display with no notch pinhole thing. We didn't get a fingerprint scanner, a Touch ID in the side. You know what? And when you use this phone, none of that really matters. It really doesn't. It is just such a great experience from start to finish. From the time you wake up and you start using it until you place it on your wireless charger or whatever you use, it's great all day long. And I do not miss Touch ID on this. I don't care about the notch. I've never really cared about the notch. I don't even notice it. And I just think that this is for sure the best phone that Apple has ever made. I know that's a really stupid thing to say because it should be the best phone that they've ever made. It's the newest, but I think this is a really big leap for them. Changing the display, increasing the water resistance even more than it was. We've seen some of those on YouTube already, and it can go deeper than its rated depth. Should you buy this phone? If you're using an 11 Pro, unless you're a tech geek like me, I would say, unless you're using an 11 Pro, upgrade. If you're using 11 Pro, probably stick with that for another year, but if you're using anything before that, including maybe the 11, maybe you want to pay out your device balance or whatever kind of carrier contract you have and go for the 12 or 12 Pro, it does feel different. It feels new, it feels fresh. The boxy design just can't be beat. And you know what? I'm extremely happy that I went out and purchased this phone. I think you will be too. Make sure you stay tuned to future episodes here on Open Connection. Subscribe below, give us a like, send the share out, and I would love to see you guys tell me about the color that you got in the mail, because we had that video before regarding iPhone 12 colors. So curious to see how you like yours. Leave a comment. We'll see you in the next one.